Hey everybody, happy Thursday. This is a reaction video to the Sixers' great win over the Miami Heat last night. They D'd up in the second half. They really shut them down and they scored and got efficient when it counted in the guts of the game and pulled out a big comeback win against another good Eastern Conference opponent that's right there with us in the standings. This was a huge win for the Sixers. This is Sports Fanatic News. I'm Joe Boric. Let's get into it more. Well, as we know, the Sixers started off this game in the first half. They were doing absolutely pitiful. They were shooting below, I actually have it still, they were shooting only about 33% and were doing terrible from the three. They finished off the night still not that good statistically from the three, but most of their threes were made in the second half, which was big. They only had two, if I'm not mistaken, might have been three after the first half, and total on the night, the Sixers made 9 threes, so they made at least 6 in the second half. So they really got going in the second half. They D'd up and they got it done. Ben Simmons came out to play this game. Even in the first half, he was still doing his thing, and he was fine. It was the rest of the team was really struggling, but he finished with another triple-double with 18 points, 12 boards, and 10 assists. J.J. Redick could not get going from the three at all yesterday. That's what hurt us early. He was trying to carry our team early in the game with the absence of Joel Embiid. That was not working. He only finished with 12 points, but he scored a lot of his points in the second half, so he helped he only finished with, 14 points, but he scored a lot of his in the second half. And then Rocco struggled again. He still continues to struggle, but he grabbed 7 boards, some big boards in there, and played very good D when we really D'd up and played a great team defense in the second half. He was a big part of that. Amir Johnson had 4 boards and 3 assists to go with his 5. And then Rashawn Holmes came up big again, was 1 rebound shy of a double-double. This guy needs more minutes. He had 11 points and 9 assists. I don't know what Brett Brown, what the Sixers staff needs, what anybody needs anymore to see this guy needs more minutes. They echoed it on Mike Missinelli today on 97.5. A lot of people called in, said the same thing. It is just kind of obvious at this point that the guy deserves to play more minutes. Marco Bellinelli had a great Sixers debut. He was 3 for 5 from 3 with 17 points and a board to go along with that. He made some great big buckets in the second half. He really played well in the second half. He was again absent in the first half like most of the team. And then he was the guy that really helped us in the second half to fuel this comeback, along with, of course, Ben Simmons and Dario Saric's 19 and then 8 boards and 3 assists, of which Dario came up big mostly in the second half. This was the big thing. A lot of these guys, when you look at their stats from this game, you're like, he had 19 points, but his statistical numbers are bad, like his shooting. But when you look at the divide, I've actually watched the game, the second half, again, a second time, to understand it even better and see how great of a comeback it was. When you look at the divide, everybody just clicked. It was one of those things where you just go into halftime, you're doing terrible, probably got torn apart in the halftime talk a little bit, and stuff just started clicking, and you were clicking on all cylinders on defense, offense, and everything was going right for you, and you just came back in the second half and D'd them up and shut them down and bullied them on D, and you just got over the hump. That's what the Sixers did yesterday. They just came out in the second half and said, enough is enough. You are not taking advantage of us like this in our house. And they extended their home winning streak by doing so. And it was just a great thing to see, especially without Joel Embiid, to see that our team has this much fight without their all-star. And that is just amazing to see. We'll see if Joel ends up playing in the All-Star game. He should definitely be limited minutes-wise due to his ankle, because the All-Star game is just fun. It's not meaningful in the sense of risking anything. And we'll see Saric and Simmons in the Rising Stars game. So it'll be a very good All-Star weekend and a nice rest for the rest of the boys on the Sixers to get going again next Thursday. This has been a reaction to the fantastic comeback win by our 76ers against the Miami Heat. This is Sports Fanatic News. I'm Joe Boric. Have a wonderful Thursday, everybody. Remember, Thursday's Friday Eve, and Friday is when the weekend starts. So make some big plans, have some fun, just be safe. Enjoy yourselves, everybody. Peace out.